So today we're doing the spoilers discussion for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and we're joined with our grandma, hi. Sharon, and and her TV debut on the channel, and we're gonna talk about the biggest spoilers and the stuff about the movie we couldn't talk about originally. So, well, let's just start out. What's your most memorable moment from the movie?
Don't start with me.
Wait. You didn't introduce me.
Yeah, just go down the line.
No, it's fine.
Okay, and we're also joined by Megan, our sister. Not your sister, your granddaughter, our sister. Okay. And, well, even though you're already in a video before. Yeah. What are your initial thoughts on the film?
It was action-packed. Yeah, I thought it started off with too much action, but it was good. It was good. I liked all the action.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the beginning. So, the beginning, it starts out with the Mosasaur tank. People are going in to get the Indominus Rex, a part of the Indominus Rex skeleton.
Submarine underwater. Yeah,
and you see the shadow, the Mosasaur, which I thought was really cool. Megan, you apparently missed that, right? You didn't see that?
I don't.
Yeah. No. Well, you see the huge shadow, and then you want to explain the rest of the scene?
It was just definitely an action-packed scene. It starts out underwater. Like, after the opening, like, title cards play, you see, like, the... kind of plankton type stuff floating in the ocean, and you realize you're underwater. Then you see the submarine come in, the doors open, and kind of they're going in to get the like a bone or something off of the Indominus Rex skeleton that's under the water that got eaten by the Mosasaur in the last one.
Which that's the biggest spoiler, honestly, to me, is that you find out the Indominus is dead.
Yeah, within the first minute. And then on top of the water, on land, there's like a group up there that's opening and shutting the doors, and that's when the Mosasaur eats the submarine. They go back up to the land where the T-Rex eventually chases them off the land. And
yeah, and I thought that was a cool entrance of the T-Rex there in that scene where he chases the guy. Then he hangs on a ladder. Then the Mosasaur comes up and eats him. But
definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie for sure.
But then, Megan, what was your initial thoughts on the movie since you weren't in the spoilers, or since you didn't review it with us either?
I liked the family drama and the whole storyline. Yeah.
What about the dinosaurs? Anything about the dinosaurs?
They were cool, I guess.
Yeah. So wait, why don't we go back to Grandma again? So, what was your favorite dinosaur from the movie since it's Jurassic World?
Well, you gotta like Blue.
Yep. Let's just show a picture of Blue right now. Let's give Blue a round of applause. He did save Jurassic World a couple times. But what's your favorite scene with Blue?
Like your favorite moment.
Your favorite moment. Favorite line.
Did you like the flashback part of the movie where they kept going back to
Yes, I did like those. I liked those.
Seeing Blue as a baby, and then you see Owen, and when he acts sad, the other ones tried to actually take advantage of him acting sad, but with Blue, he actually showed sympathy. I'll go to my favorite dinosaur, which was, I mean, I guess it has to be the Indoraptor, just because it has a lot of cool scenes. I mean, eating that one person in the cage, how he was messing around with him, acting like he was tranked, and then he can't get the tooth off him, and then he eats his arm off, and then eats him, and then he eats that one guy in the elevator.
Yeah, that was definitely probably one of my favorite death scenes in the Jurassic universe, is when the guy, the really rich guy, runs into the elevator, and he thinks he gets away. And he takes a deep breath, and then the elevator opens back up again. He realizes he's about to be eaten.
But what's your favorite dinosaur out of the movie?
Favorite dinosaur would have to be, I have to say, the Carnotaurus. The CGI and the animatronics they used for him made him look so realistic. Every shot that he was in.
Yeah, I definitely think that was the best. Yeah. That was the best CGI out of the movie. The Carnotaurus looked
phenomenal.
Really, phenomenal. The CGI looked totally real, even without the animatronic. But Megan, what was your favorite dinosaur out of the movie?
I liked the headbutting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Stigmalock.
Saved
the Stigmalock too. Yeah, the Stigmalock. What was your favorite scene with the Stigmalock?
When he was mowing down the.
Probably when he ran into the auction room and was knocking everybody down. And
people were flying. I mean, left and right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that was a good dinosaur. Even though I thought that was called a Pachycephalosaurus.
No, that one has just this smooth head. The Stigmalock has the horns, part
really?
With the spikes, not really horns.
That's really the only difference.
Around that bald part?
Yeah, because the the one that you just said was
Only
in
Pachycephalosaurus.
you see him in the second one and Jurassic World, and you can tell the difference.
Yeah. But he still has the headbutting, just not the spikes.
Just not the spikes.
Hey, there's a bunny over there, but we can't get that film.
Like, what were your thoughts about like the island adventure? Like, I mean, obviously I was expecting it. Like, obviously you knew from the trailers it was going to be a setup. Like, they didn't really care about Owen, Claire, and Franklin and Zia.
Yeah. Well, hey, why don't we just get into the biggest spoilers, which are theory about how the Maisie character, the girl clone, this is spoilers, I'll just give you something to spoil it. We think, well, you know, you find out she's a clone and that the real girl is dead, but we think she's part raptor. And
no, the we does not include me.
We, us two.
He wanted her just like his daughter. He
Yes.
lost his daughter.
He
But
didn't
she
want
needs-
a
but-
raptor
He
daughter.
wanted a baby dinosaur.
we have-
he already had those.
There's
No,
okay, but
they
there's
have no, but
there-
he might want a girl who can survive better than the last one, so that's why she gave her the raptor instinct.
we have multiple pieces of evidence. One, she growls.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
And you never heard Megan growl.
Okay, that's the first thing.
Well,
Just
no.
the first thing. The second thing.
She doesn't just growl; she roars. But
Yes.
also,
I must have missed that.
but then the scene,
too.
the scene where she's where she sneaks down to the lab, like kind of looking
Yeah.
around. When the two people come walking in, she crawls extraordinarily fast out of that
Yes.
room.
So she's
We
crawls
may
normal.
have Megan demonstrate
No, okay,
that lots of
but-
people can control things.
Now you just crawl across the camera right now, yeah.
Okay.
No, but you know, she was crawling normal at first, but then she was flying, and then the final piece of evidence is when she's running away from the Endoraptor. How in the world can she run away from an Endoraptor?
No.
Because she's part raptor, that's why.
You guys are so wrong.
Hey, one more piece of
Totally
evidence. One more piece of evidence.
No.
At the end, when Claire chooses to make a no deal decision, like it was like deal or no deal. She put the case over the button, and she wasn't going to release the dinosaurs. And the little girl does. She says, "I'm saving them because they're like me, because I'm a raptor."
They're alive
Yeah.
like me.
You got a mosquito.
Get it? Yeah.
No, I have an explanation.
But she said they're like her because she's cloned. What do you say?
That's what I was gonna say.
Well,
Yeah.
my explanation of that is it's because she could relate to them because they're other reptiles.
No!
Because they're reptilian in nature.
Wrong. So
Hey,
wrong.
no,
Let us
she's
know.
reptilian
Let us
in
know.
nature.
Let us know in the comments what you believe. If you're on.
Are you team Shagan or Jenny?
Jenny, yeah. Put it down below. I'm kidding.
Team Shagan.
Yeah.
Well,
We do
what,
want something-
I want to know what the purpose of letting them all out of their cages and then not opening the door.
Well,
That's
she was
pointless.
going. Well, no, Claire. Here's what I interpreted from that. Claire saw them all suffocating in their like cages, and then she let them all out of the cage, and then she was about to let the doors let them out of there, and that's when she was like, I can't. Like Owen let her know, like if you do this, there's no turning back. Like this is gonna set a whole new food chain into play here.
Yeah, she was just like, 'cause
And
she
then
was
she
ready
was-
to let him out, but then the
Yeah.
final door, she was like, well, you know, now I don't want to.
This was actually a big discussion we had in the theater yesterday. Was the original issue, which before they got him off the island, was do you save the dinosaurs off of Isla Nublar, or do you let the volcano kill them off?
And what do you have to say about that?
I say you let the volcano do its thing. That might not have gotten them all. There's other sides to the island.
true.
There's still people in Hawaii. It didn't kill everybody in Hawaii.
So you're saying there's still life on Isla Nublar after that movie's done?
Sure, there could be something there. We don't know if the whole thing blew up, but that's not very likely.
Yeah.
Let's just give a quick moment of silence for the Brachiosaur that was left
Yep.
in the dock.
Well, no, that was sad. I don't think they would have run down and watched the boat go away. I'm sorry, they're still animals. They
Well,
don't.
well,
they saw-
honestly, in
they
that
saw
scene,
the
missed
guy-
the boat!
No. In that scene, no. In that scene, it was just going where there was. He was just running away from the stuff.
Oh,
so he had nowhere.
okay.
He was just running to the water because there was nowhere else to go.
It was
But
sad.
what
but
did you think
then-
about that scene?
It was sad.
Was it heart wrenching? Did it make you want to punch someone? Did it make you extra
No,
aggressive?
I might have been punching Megan because she was next to me in the movie.
Oh man!
Oh!
Good thing they're on the opposite sides of the screen. But
What were your thoughts about the one of the animal traffickers that was collecting the dinosaur's teeth?
did you like that scene?
I did not
In
like.
the world, that sounded like an animal
Let-
over there.
And Megan, you want to?
Did you like that scene where he ripped the tooth out
I
of the?
do not like that. So when the Indoraptor did kill that guy, I did not feel bad for that guy whatsoever.
Yeah, he purposely. It's almost like he knew because he kind of made fun of him. He bit his arm off. There's an animal back here, the Indoraptor, but yeah, he bit his arm off and then he kind of growled in his face, and it actually made sense because he was making fun of him because how much he caused harm to the other ones.
I really like the mansion, the Lockwood Manor, where I like that setting. The house looks really cool.
What do you think about that?
I agree. I thought, well, this is the grandma thing. I love the house.
It was really cool.
And it was.
I love I love the shots.
I can't even call it a house.
No, I love the little I really love the they had almost their own museum. They had the little I guess display areas of different dinosaurs. I mean all the shots of the house just from the outside. It just seemed like a really cool setting, especially once the Indoraptor got loose. Just I've never seen a movie with a dinosaur obviously in that kind of a setting. So seeing him when they had to shut the lights off and you hear his claw hitting the ground, or when he's on the rooftop and he's sneaking into Maisie's room, with the shadow, with the lightning. I definitely wanted to say this movie did a great job of using lightning and flashes really well for horror elements. Seeing in the shadow of things, or in the beginning, you see the T-Rex's head when the lightning strikes and then it's gone. I definitely like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Baryon Extreme where they see something coming down the tunnel and the lava. Because you saw that in the trailer, but I like the way they dealt with that because it's their attention got turned to the lava, then you see it in the background for a second.
And one more thing about that whole element of the movie is just the director of this movie is he's done some horror films, so I was expecting more of a, I guess, gothic type horror, like a smaller story. Usually for Jurassic Park we're seeing a huge scale movie, but just seeing this little house was kind of a good change of things to keep it in this little setting.
What do you think of the ending where you see the mosasaur in the near surfers, you see the lion?
The T-Rex going into the zoo, because what do you think?
Over?
Well, they're just taking over California. I like that.
All right.
Hey, the only thing I wanted to note was there was a couple shots because some of those dinosaurs before the Indoraptor in the auction, there's ones that were sold before that were already shipped to where they were going. So they showed a couple semi-trucks in a different country, I think, or it was at least, I don't know where it was, but you saw those things being transported somewhere else, and you saw the eggs and stuff in the lab that were already being moved. So you have to kind of, I don't know where they're going to go in the next one, if they're going to jump a few years, or if it's just going to start off immediately after the end, the day of this movie. I know some movies can take a jump, the last Jurassic World, it was a 3-year gap. And I guess this kind of ties into that end credits scene, which is really short of the 2 pterodactyls.
Not in Paris.
We thought, here, let's just show a quick clip from the theater of what our initial thoughts were of this.
Oh, they made it to Paris. Wow. Oh, it's not Paris. What is that?
Las Vegas?
I think it was Las Vegas, yeah. I thought it was Paris at first. I thought, man, that's a long way to go.
That's the only time we filmed out of the movie, but
I said, oh, they're in Paris. Oh, they made it to Paris.
We thought the same. I agree.
Somebody said, no, that's Las Vegas.
Well, I just saw the water fountain thing.
Yeah.
I just immediately thought it was Las Vegas.
I feel like that's still kind of symbolized they will be in Paris eventually. They're
There's
gonna
no stopping it.
Exactly.
Yeah. The pterodactyls especially.
That's why I love the ending of this movie, because it didn't just show obviously it showed Blue looking over a neighborhood in California, but it also showed how there's flying dinosaurs that are in the air, and there's waters. There's a sea creature dinosaur in the ocean. So they're everywhere. It's not like it's just in one contained spot.
Yeah, that is good how they did that. They covered every field, air, water, ground, and that's. I mean, the water creature. I wish they actually would have. I wish they would have had more water creatures at Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I mean, because
maybe
they can still make more, but I do wish there was other containers where different things. What about that one with the long neck, that kind of sea creature? What's that
Loch
called?
Ness, not like.
Yeah, well, it is a Loch Ness one. It's whatever it is.
I
wish
can't
they had
think what
something
they are.
It's like a Platysaurus or something like that.
Platypus?
No, but the mosasaur. I don't know how they would stop the mosasaur. I mean, you're gonna need something. You're gonna have to nuke it.
Well, I mean, you can call out the military, but they're not going to find everything.
Yeah.
They can't find. There's little dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
There, those.
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked those little ones that
Oh,
ran
the little.
all
There
over.
was a baby
Yeah,
Triceratops.
I mean,
or the little green guys.
And that's the thing about the Velociraptor looking over the neighborhood. And I think it can have babies by itself because if you remember in the last Jurassic Park, remember it's all females and they find a way.
That's
find
true.
A way.
That
So
does show
I think
that.
it'll happen. So that means people going to school are gonna have to worry about Velociraptors running around.
Is that the chaos theory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's Dr. Ian Malcolm. That's right. Life,
Yeah.
This quote here.
That life finds a way.
Like, where do you want to see it go from here? Like in Jurassic World 3. Like, what do you want to see in the next chapter?
Oh, I remember.
I just think it would be fun to see them interacting with the.
Like
with
our
the world,
society?
yeah, with people,
Like going to
with
school and just seeing one?
civilization. I don't know. It would
No,
be
that's-
really hard. If you think about that, I wouldn't leave my house.
Yeah, like what if you looked in your backyard instead of seeing a deer, you see a Triceratops?
Yeah, I mean,
mean-
then they could just go through the wall.
Yeah.
If they get in a fight out there, they could just like.
Or we can get on the line. You want to say what you want to see in the next chapter?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see that. Like, I want to see people going to school, and like the schools will have to be structured differently. Like, they'll probably have to be like kind of in like the air, kind of like maybe like treehouse type things. I mean, because you're gonna have Velociraptors and T-Rexes and stuff, so you have to be above the ground, right?
But there's
And
flying things.
Well, yeah, but like you'd rather take the chance of fighting off a pterodactyl than a T-Rex, so you'd have to like, but you'd have to worry about it. So you think people are gonna like I hope people are like living underground and stuff in the air. You're gonna have to adapt. And
I feel like that, what you just said, Ian Malcolm in the end of this movie and at the beginning, he kind of hints at it. I think he even says word for word how, like, if this does, it's basically it's like foreshadowing that it's going to proliferate to the rest of the world, and that means there's going to be humans will have to adapt to not being at the top of the food chain. And we're going to have to adapt and live in a world with dinosaurs, which is, I heard a lot of reviewers, people say that they don't want to see that, but I would love to see we're seeing apocalyptic like zombie world. I've never seen an apocalyptic dinosaur world with like us trying to adapt and change our lifestyle with that, which I think could be really cool.
And it's a lot more different than the last Jurassic Parks. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I just feel like it's like in Planet of the Apes and in zombies, usually there's a virus going around killing everyone, and in this, there's not a virus. It's just, I mean, people will be killed by dinosaurs, but
it's millions of years of age
yeah.
separated by.
I just think that'd be really cool to see that, and that's definitely what I'm looking forward to. Megan, what are you looking forward to the next chapter?
Just what you guys said.
Just like seeing,
seeing
dinosaurs
how
going
they
to school
could-
and stuff.
Oh, excuse me.
No, you're good.
I don't know how they could do anything else because they're out. They're there.
Mm.
Oh,
I mean, they
remember again.
do anything to
say, "Oh, we have them in a park again."
Yeah, exactly. No, that's
Okay, so like, animals in our modern day could easily kill us just as dinosaurs would. So I feel like we're just gonna have to adapt like that. Like keep the really mean dinosaurs like in a certain place, and then you can have like plant eater dinosaurs walking around here.
Well, yeah,
They
that's
won't hurt us.
also the thing.
fun.
Yeah, what if they just brought the plant eaters over? Because I mean, if you had long necks walking around, I mean, one might like go crazy and attack someone, but I mean, a cow could like accidentally kick someone. I mean, like, so what if you just had like those things, just like long necks? Just, I know that's not the right word, but it's not the dinosaur word of it, but I mean, Brachiosaurus,
ones.
whatever. Yeah, just the ones that don't eat meat. I mean, I wonder, maybe they'd evolve to eventually eat meat, but, well, that's the thing where they'd probably go, there'd be too many of them eventually, because nothing would hunt them, right? So that's why that'd be a problem.
Well,
Nothing could kill them.
They would.
crops.
Yeah, I feel like what you were saying, like where would we take them? I do think I'm glad I like the island stuff, but I am interested to see like there is Isla Sorna where Jurassic Park 3 and the second Jurassic Park movie took place, and the island that they talk about in this movie. Remember they said they have a piece of land. Was that all fake, or do they still have that piece of land somewhere?
They might, but how are they going to round them up?
That's what that's what I'm wondering. Like, if
well,
they're gonna,
maybe that's what it'll be. The roundup.
Maybe
Honestly,
it could be.
Jurassic Park, the roundup.
Hey, that was.
Package it, ship it off. No,
if you're looking for
honestly-
director, Grandma Sharon is ready to direct
But
that
honestly,
movie.
wait, I have something. I honestly think though humans could hunt them to where they were extinct again, though. Don't you think?
Yes.
Other than
I don't know if humans could hunt some of those dinosaurs.
The pterodactyls, I don't think they could handle nearly as easy, but everything else I think they could hunt to basically
Maybe
extinction.
the great big ones they could find, but just think about Florida. Think of all the things that are living in Florida that people have brought as pets and released, and they can't get rid of them. They've got boa constrictors, they've got all kinds of things.
That's a good point, because that was not really a complaint, but in this next one, they need to have more than one Velociraptor, because if just one, maybe they could catch that, but I want to see like they multiplied to where there's a bunch of Velociraptors. So just like you said, like in the Everglades, those things are they're everywhere. Like once they're there, how can you contain a certain snake or an alligator in that area? You just, that would be literally almost impossible.
And honestly, I feel like like the Quiet Place monsters are way more insane. Did you see the Quiet Place?
No, but I've heard enough about it.
Well, basically that world, you are not like, you're constantly watching out, and like, even though you're probably in a better scenario there, but like Jurassic World, once they take over, you're gonna have to like, going anywhere, people are not gonna be at normal jobs. People are gonna be, it's gonna be a lot different. That's why like people running, like you'll have to, going to school, like I said, you'll have to be on the run. You can never walk anywhere really again.
Your cars will be tank cars.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have tanks.
Well, the houses
I think it'd be cool to see.
and like walkways could be like the bird cages, kind of like in Jurassic.
No, people, they'll have to change their house structure, like you just said. People have to like
live in
make
one
barriers.
center.
Like it's gonna be.
If they decide to go that way, I guess we really don't know if they're gonna go that way. Like
that's the thing. We don't really go. We don't know. All we know is the director said that they're done with hybrids, which I think is a lie. And speaking of the hybrids, who do you think, like out of Jurassic World and in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, do you like the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World or the Indoraptor better? Which one do you like better and why? Like as a dinosaur, like which one?
I don't like the hybrids.
So, yeah.
I like the real dinosaurs that were.
Okay. You don't like the mixes of like a T-Rex and a Velociraptor.
Well, the classics.
Yeah. Classic.
I agree. I like both, but I like the classics.
Well, here's a good question. So, the next Jurassic World supposedly will happen probably 3 years later too. And if, let's say in the actual fictional world, it's 3 years later, how far do you actually think the dinosaurs would make it?
I don't know. And now I'm wondering if they'll just focus on those countries that bought the different dinosaurs and just have a war with all these different kinds. Jurassic War.
Jurassic World War.
Yeah.
Jurassic World War.
I'm all in for that.
I'm not.
Grandma,
we'll still be there opening.
I don't like that one. I want
day.
the one where you got to learn to live with the dinosaurs.
Wait,
not the one
call it now. Say the name of the next one's going to be Jurassic World War. Just say that.
I don't want Jurassic World War. I want Jurassic Roundup.
No, Jurassic. No. This is perfect. Jurassic World War 3. Because it's perfect. It's the third World War in the real world and the third movie in the Jurassic World movies. It's perfect.
You know what? Since you just gave your title, what was your title you just gave?
Jurassic World War 3.
Okay.
It's a little line title.
What title would you like to hear?
Give me some more time. Okay. Jurassic World: The Adaptation.
Ooh, that's good. They're not going to use my Roundup. Get the cowboys out there. I'm
the Roundup.
You're going to be on the cover.
The Spurs.
See, what I'm worrying about is since I want to see like 20 more of these Jurassic movies. I don't want to see it all come to an end. But since if they do bring back the original characters from the first with the new characters to kind of like have this be the big ending, I feel like they'll call it like Jurassic World: The Final Chapter or something like that.
Or
I
Extinction.
Don't think they want to end it.
I don't think so either. That's
How about
why...
Jurassic World Extinction or Jurassic World Outbreak?
I was gonna no. That actually was.
Outbreak.
What about
that
the
was that's what this one was supposed to be called. So actually that
Jurassic World
Outbreak. Wait, Jurassic Outbreak or Jurassic World Outbreak?
I would say Jurassic World Outbreak, but
I like
that would be a
that'll
spoiler,
be my pick.
though. That'd be a spoiler for the movie because it's Outbreak, because they literally are everywhere.
I mean, it is an outbreak already.
So let's just give Megan and Grandma can give their grade on the movie because we already gave our grades. So
yeah, I'll just say my score. I'm keeping it at a 10 out of 10. I loved it, and
we give our scores.
I know I'm a little bit biased, but I loved it.
No, we give our scores initial reactions on the movie. They're not like about all the story details. It's just our initial reactions. It's not a really like in-depth analysis. It's just what we initially thought walking out. What's your grade out of 10? 10 being the best, 1 being the worst of what you thought of the movie.
Now you got to remember I'm a grandma, so I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, that's good. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's not Sleepless in Seattle.
It's not General Hospital.
Or The Light Between the Oceans.
Oh.
There was no Jason in it. Okay, that's too much. Man, what's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
What are the reasons?
Jensen Ackles is not in it.
Yeah, okay. What are the reasons for the other 9 points? Like CGI or
like
acting,
why I said 9?
Characters,
yeah, why'd you say 9?
Storyline, villains.
I don't know.
CGI.
It was good, but it wasn't Grammy award winning.
All right.
Well, thanks for watching this spoilers discussion of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and we will see you guys in the next movie review. Bye, guys.